I have all the words that were tested in the TOEFL reading vocabulary section. Is there an easy way to memorize their meanings?
I'm glad you have a list of past words. While there are various ways to categorize them to remember their meanings, I think going over them in an A to Z fashion works well too. Do you want me to help you memorize them more easily by pointing out their roots, prefixes, and suffixes?
Yes, please.
Okay, let's start with A words. First up, abnormally. It means something unusual or out of the ordinary. The word literally comes from not normal.
So if I say, it's abnormally cold for September, that means it's unusually cold.
Exactly, perfect use. Many English words that begin with ab come from the Latin prefix ab, meaning away from, off, down, or apart. This prefix often signals separation or removal. In some cases, it changes form for easier pronunciation. It becomes abs before certain consonants like C and T as an abstract, drawn away, abstain, hold away, absence, being away, and occasionally reduces to just in rare words. So whenever you see ab, think of movement away or apart. Next, abrupt. Something sudden or unexpected. The word comes from rupt, meaning to break or tear, like rupture. So if something is ruptured or tore apart, it happens suddenly.
The car came to an abrupt stop in the middle of the street.
Excellent. Now let's look at absorbed. It means taken in, like how a sponge absorbs water. You can also use it metaphorically for attention or focus.
I was so absorbed in the book that I didn't hear the phone ring.
Exactly. Related to that is absorption, which is the process of soaking in or incorporating something. Think of the absorption of sunlight.
Next word, abstract. Wait, I've heard people pronounce it both as
Abstract.
and abstract. Which is correct?
Good ear. Both are correct. As a verb, the stress goes on the second syllable, abstract. As a noun or adjective, the stress is on the first syllable, abstract. The meanings make more sense if you consider the roots. The verb form, abstract, comes from tract, meaning to draw or pull, like tractor or traction, and ab, meaning away. So abstract literally means to pull away or extract something from a whole, like taking an essential part. As a noun or adjective, abstract means something conceptual, theoretical, or a summary. For example, an abstract in a paper is a brief synopsis of the main points.
Okay. I wrote an abstract from my science report, uses the noun. And I need to abstract the main idea from the article, uses the verb.
Excellent. Next word is absurd, something illogical or ridiculous.
It's absurd to think that fish can fly through the sky.
Very good. Now, abundant. This comes from a root similar to undulating, meaning overflowing. So abundant literally means overflowing, which translates to present in large quantities or plentiful.
The garden is abundant with flowers.
Perfect. Next words begin with AC, so this is a good place to pause. Can you summarize the words we just worked on?
Sure.
Abnormally, strangely, peculiarly, uncommonly. Abrupt, sudden, instantaneous, swift. Absorption, immersion, incorporation, assimilation, captivation. Abstract, conceptual, a summary, synopsis. Abstract, to extract, withdraw, isolate. When used as a noun or adjective, the stress is on the first syllable, abstract. When used as a verb, the stress is on the second syllable, abstract. Absurd, illogical, irrational, implausible. Abundant, present in large quantities, plentiful. Abundantly, immensely, profusely, plentifully.
That method really works. Okay, next word is accelerate. What does it mean?
Accelerate means to hasten or speed up. Think of a car pressing the gas pedal to go faster.
The runner accelerated in the last lap of the race.
Perfect. Now, an important thing to know, the prefix in accelerate is add, meaning toward or to. In this way, add is almost the opposite of the prefix ab, which we just learned means away from.
That's cool, but wait, the word accelerate begins with AC, not AD.
Good observation. The Latin prefix ad often changes its spelling depending on the first letter of the root it joins. This process is called assimilation, and it makes pronunciation smoother. For example, AC before C or Q, as in accelerate or acquire. AF before F, as in affirm. AG before G, as in aggression. AL before L, as in allocate. AN before N, as in announce. AP before P, as in apply. AR before R, as in arrive. AS before S, as in assert. AT before T, as in attain.
Wow, so the D just adapts to the next letter.
Exactly. In some cases, the D even drops entirely, leaving just A, as in ascribe or aspire. No matter the change, all these variations trace back to the same core prefix, ad, meaning movement toward.
Next, accept. It comes from the root sept, which means to take. You see the same roots in reception, the act of receiving, or interception, taking something in the middle. So accept means to take in, to receive, or to acknowledge.
I accepted the invitation to the conference.
Good.
Next word is access. Is the root of access ses?
Yes, ses comes from Latin verb ceder, which means to go or to move. A related verb is accede, which is less common today, but it means to agree to something or to take up an office, like a king acceding to the throne. From this root, access developed the meaning to approach or to enter. Other familiar words from the same root include proceed, which means to go forward, and its noun form process. Recede, which means to go back or withdraw, and its noun form recess. Access can be both a noun and a verb. In American English, the stress can move depending on the part of speech, just like abstract. As a noun, it's access, and as a verb, it's excess. But in British English, the stress stays on the first syllable regardless of whether it's a noun or a verb.
Okay, so if I say, how can I access the building? That's the verb. And you need an access card is the noun.
Exactly. Perfect use in both cases.
From this, we get accessible, which means available or easy to reach.
The library is accessible to all students.
Great. Next, accommodate. The root is modus, meaning measure. With add, toward, and com, together, the original sense was fitting things together. So accommodate means to fit in, to adapt, or to adjust. The related word commodity refers to something useful or convenient.
The teacher accommodated the student's request for extra time.
Excellent. Now, accordingly. The root is core or chord, meaning heart. Originally, it meant to be of one heart, to agree. Over time, it came to mean therefore or consequently.
It rained all night. Accordingly, the match was postponed.
Good. Next, accumulate. The root cumulus means heap or pile up. Think of cumulative exams. They pile up everything you've learned. So accumulate means to gradually collect or amass.
She accumulated a large collection of stamps over the years.
Right. Accurate comes from the Latin cura, meaning care. A curator is someone who takes care of a museum. So accurate means done with care, correct, precise, and free from errors.
The scientist recorded accurate measurements in the experiment.
Great. Accustomed comes from custom, meaning habit or usual practice. So accustomed means familiar with or used to something.
I am accustomed to waking up early every day.
Excellent. Achieve comes from the Old French chief, meaning head or end. So achieve means to reach the end or bring something to completion, to accomplish a goal.
He achieved his dream of becoming a doctor.
Yes. Acknowledge is related to know. It means to recognize, to accept the truth, or to show gratitude.
I acknowledge your help in completing this project.
Correct. Acquire. Roots is query, like query, seeking, means to come into possession of.
She acquired new skills during the internship.
Good. Across means beyond or on the other side of.
He ran across the street to catch the bus.
Exactly. Activate means to initiate or set in motion.
Press the button to activate the machine.
Perfect. Finally, actually means as a matter of fact, indeed, or really.
I actually enjoyed the lecture more than I expected.
Excellent. Can you summarize the words we just practiced?
Accept. To consent to receive, believe, acknowledge, tolerate. Access. To approach or enter. Accommodate. To fit in, adapt, adjust. Accordingly. Therefore, consequently. Accumulate. To gradually collect, amass. Accurate. Correct, precise. Free from errors, on target. Accustomed. Customary, usual, habitual, routine. Achieve. To accomplish. Acknowledge. To accept the existence or truth of. Express gratitude for. Acquire. To come into possession of. Across. Beyond, past, on the other side of. Activate. To initiate, set in motion. Actually, as a matter of fact, indeed, really.
Okay, Dr. Burns, I'm ready for the next set, beginning with AD. What's first?
First is adamant. The root comes from the Greek damis, meaning to tame. You see it in words like dominate, to control, domesticate, to tame animals, and docile, easily taught or tamed. With the prefix a, meaning not, adamant literally means not tameable, unbreakable. In English, it means refusing to change one's opinion, very firm. Fun fact, the word diamond actually comes from adamant.
So I can say, she was adamant about finishing her project before leaving.
Perfect. Next is adapt. The root is aptus, meaning to fit. With the prefix ad, to, it means to make fit. So to adapt is to adjust, alter, or modify for a new use. Related words are apt, suitable, and inept, not fit, clumsy.
The company adapted its services for online customers.
Exactly. Additive comes from add, something extra, a supplement.
This cereal has no artificial additives.
Great. Adequate means good enough
or sufficient. The root aqueous means equal level. So if something is adequate, it meets the level required, even if it's not excellent. Other words from the same root are equity, fairness, equal, and equator, the line making the earth level.
Her explanation was adequate for the assignment.
Nice. Related is the phrase in addition to, which means besides or furthermore.
In addition to English, he speaks Spanish and Korean.
Excellent. Now, adhesive. The root is hesfre, meaning to stick. Related words are inherent, sticking in, built in, coherent, sticking together, logical, and even hesitate, originally to stick fast or hold back. So adhesive means sticky, something that clings.
I used adhesive tape to fix the book cover.
Correct. Adjacent means next to or neighboring. It comes from yasre, meaning to lie, with ad, to. So literally lying near. Related words include project, to throw forward, and subject, to throw under.
The park is adjacent to the school.
Exactly. Next word is adjust. The root is justus, meaning right or fair, like in justice. To adjust means to change slightly to make something right or better.
She adjusted the chair to be more comfortable.
Very good. Administration comes from ministra, meaning to serve. Related words are minister, a servant or helper, and ministry, service. Administration refers to the activity of managing or running an organization.
The new administration improved the school system.
Excellent. Next, adopt. The root is optare, to choose. Related words are option, a choice, optional, something you can choose or not. To adopt can mean legally take a child as one's own, or more broadly, to choose, select, or accept something.
They adopted a new teaching method at the university.
Good. Admiration comes from mirare, to wonder at. Related words include miracle, something wonderful, and mirage, something that seems wonderful but isn't real. So, admiration means having a high opinion of someone or something.
I have great admiration for her courage.
Perfect. Admit comes from mittere, to send. Related words are transmit, to send across, submit, to send under. With add, toward, admit means to send toward or let in. Over time, it also came to mean to acknowledge.
He admitted his mistake to the teacher.
Excellent. Advantage means a favorable circumstance or benefit. It comes from avant, meaning before. So advantage is literally being ahead.
Speaking two languages is an advantage in today's job market.
Well said. Next is advent, from advenere, ad, toward, venere, come. It means arrival or appearance. Related word, adventure, a coming toward something new.
The advent of the internet changed communication forever.
Excellent. Advocate comes from vocare, to call. Related words are vocal, connected to the voice, evoke, to call out, invoke, to call on for help. An advocate is someone who calls for or supports something. As a verb, it means to champion or stand up for.
She advocates for animal rights.
Perfect. Last one is adverse, from vertere, to turn. Related words are convert, turn together, divert, turn aside, reverse, turn back. If something is adverse, it is turned against you, unfavorable, disadvantageous, or unfortunate.
The hikers faced adverse weather conditions.
Excellent. You've worked through another big set of AD words. This is a good place to pause. Can you summarize the words we just worked on?
Adamant, refusing to change an opinion. Adapt. To make suitable for a new use. Adjust. Alter. Modify. Additive. Extra. Supplement. Adequate. Good enough. Sufficient. Enough. Acceptable. In addition to. Besides. Furthermore. Moreover. Adjacent. Close to or next to. Neighboring. Adjoining. Adjust. To change a little, to make better. Administration. The process or activity of running an organization. Adopt. Legally take a child as one's own. Take up. Follow. Select. Choose. Pick. Accept. Admit. To acknowledge. Make known. Advantage. A favorable circumstance or feature. A benefit. Edge. Advent. Arrival. Appearance. Emergence. Approach. Occurrence. Advocate. To champion. Support. Stand up for. Adverse. Unfavorable. Disadvantageous. Unfortunate.
Dr. Burns, I'm ready for the next set of words.
Great. Let's begin with effect. The root is facere, in Latin meaning to do or to make. With the prefix ad, to, efficere became to act on or to influence. So effect means to change or influence. Related words, effect, the result, factory, a place where things are made, manufacture, to make by hand, and benefactor, a person who does good.
The weather can affect my mood.
Excellent. Next is affirmative. The root is firmus, meaning strong or steady. To affirm is to state strongly that something is true. Related words, confirm, to strengthen, make sure, infirm, weak, not strong, firm, solid, steady. So affirmative means agreeing, saying yes.
The teacher gave an affirmative answer to my request.
Perfect. Now, agency. It comes from agere, to do, drive, or act. So an agency is an organization that acts on behalf of others. Related words, agent, a person who acts, agenda, things to be done, action, active, activity.
The travel agency booked our flights.
Right. Aggregation also comes from agere, to do, drive, plus greg, meaning flock, group. So aggregation is a gathering. Related words, congregation, a group gathered often in church, segregate, separate from the group, gregarious, sociable, enjoying being in groups.
The report was based on an aggregation of data.
Very good. Next, aggressive. Still from agere, to drive. Aggressive literally means driving toward. So in English, it means assertive, forceful, or pushy. Related, progress, move forward. Regress, go back.
The salesman was very aggressive in promoting his product.
Exactly. Now, agitated. From agitare, to stir or drive. So agitated means stirred up emotionally, nervous, restless, or upset. Related, agitate, to shake up. Agitator, one who stirs up people.
He looked agitated after the argument.
Great. Ailment comes from Old English eglan, meaning to trouble. It means an illness or disorder. Related, ail, to suffer. Ailing, sick.
She has a minor ailment, but is recovering quickly.
Excellent. Next, allege. From Latin, allegare, to send out, declare. So allege means to claim, often without proof. Related, allegation, a claim. Delegate, to send down authority. Relegate, to send away to a lower position.
The lawyer alleged that the contract was broken.
Perfect. Allegedly is the adverb, meaning supposedly or as claimed.
He was allegedly seen at the crime scene.
Right. Now, alleviate, from levare, to lift or lighten. So it means to lessen or ease. Related words, elevate, lift up. Lever, a tool for lifting. Levitate, rise in the air. Levity, lightness, humor.
Medicine can alleviate pain.
Very good. Allocate comes from locare, to place. With add, to, it means to assign or set aside. Related words, location, a place. Local, belonging to a place. Locate, to find a place.
Funds were allocated to improve the library.
Excellent. Next, alter. From alter, other. To alter means to change into another form. Related, alternate, to take turns. Alteration, a change. Alternative, another possibility.
She altered the dress to make it shorter.
Good. Altered just means changed.
The photo was altered with filters.
Correct. Alternative means a substitute or another choice.
Taking the bus is an alternative to driving.
Excellent. Altogether means entirely or completely.
The story was altogether unbelievable.
Right. Always means at all times, invariably. From Old English, all plus way.
She always arrives early.
Very good. Amateur comes from Latin amare, to love. Originally, it meant someone who does something for love, not money. Related words, amiable, friendly. Amicable, peaceful, friendly. Amorous, loving.
He's an amateur painter, but his art is beautiful.
Perfect. Ambiguous comes from ambi, both, plus agere, to drive. So ambiguous means unclear, having more than one meaning. Related, ambidextrous, using both hands. Ambivalent, having two feelings.
The instructions were ambiguous, so I got confused.
Excellent. Ambitious comes from ambire, to go around. In Rome, it referred to going around seeking votes. Today means having large goals.
She is ambitious and wants to start her own company.
Very good. Amid means among or in the middle of.
The city was calm amid the celebrations.
Excellent. Finally, ample. From amplus, meaning large, spacious, so it means plentiful or more than enough. Related words, amplify, make larger. Amplitude, greatness in size or range.
There was ample food at the party.
Perfect. That wraps up the AF through AM words. This is a good place to pause. Can you summarize the words we just worked on?
Effect. To change. Have an effect. Affirmative. Agreeing with. Assenting. Unequivocal. Agency. Organization established to provide a specific service, action, or intervention. Aggregation. Gathering. Aggressive. Assertive and pushy. Ailment. Illness, disorder. Allege. To claim that someone has done something illegal. Allegedly. Supposedly. Reportedly. Alleviate. To reduce. Diminish. Weaken. Mitigate. Allocate. To put aside for a specific purpose. Alter, to change or adjust. Alternative, available as another possibility, substitute, option, choice. Altogether, entirely, completely. Amateur, enthusiast, devotee, fan, person incompetent at a particular activity. Ambiguous, unclear and difficult to understand. Equivocal, ambivalent. Ambitious, having large goals. Ample, plentiful.
Dr. Burns, I'm ready for the next set of A words.
Great. Let's start with analogous. The root is analogia from Greek ana, according to, plus logos, relation, word, reason. So it means comparable, similar, or matching. Related words, analogy, a comparison. Analog, something similar in function.
The human heart is analogous to a pump.
Perfect. Next is analyze, from Greek analein, meaning to break up. Ana equals up, lein equals loosen. To analyze is to examine methodically, in detail. Related analysis, analytical.
We need to analyze the data carefully.
Excellent. Analogy is directly related. It means a comparison between things based on similarity.
The teacher used an analogy to explain gravity.
Right. Anomaly comes from Greek anomalos, meaning uneven. A equals not, homolos equals even. So anomaly literally means uneven, now to mean something irregular or unexpected in a system or data set. We had a similar word, abnormal, which means away from the norm.
The sudden drop in temperature was an anomaly for June.
Very good. Annual comes from Latin annus, meaning year. It means occurring yearly, related anniversary, perennial, lasting many years.
The school holds an annual science fair.
Excellent. Antique comes from Latin antiquus, meaning ancient. Related antiquity, ancient times, antiquarian, someone who studies antiques.
She collects antique furniture.
Correct. Anxious comes from Latin anger, meaning to squeeze or trouble. It means worried, concerned, or apprehensive, related to anguish, angst.
He felt anxious before the exam.
Perfect. Apparatus comes from Latin apparare, meaning to prepare. It refers to equipment, tools, or instruments.
The lab has all the necessary apparatus for experiments.
Very good. Appealing comes from appeal, from Latin appellare, meaning to call to or attract. So it means attractive or interesting.
The movie was visually appealing.
Right. Apparent comes from Latin apparere, meaning to appear. It means clearly visible, obvious, evident, or seeming true, but not necessarily so.
It was apparent that she was tired.
Excellent. Appreciate comes from Latin appreciare, meaning to value, set a price on. It means to recognize, realize, comprehend, or respect. Related appraisal, evaluation.
I appreciate your help with the project.
Great. Approach comes from Latin approximare, meaning to come near. It means to come closer or a method. Related approaching, nearing.
He took a different approach to solve the problem.
Perfect. Appropriate comes from Latin appropriare, meaning to make one's own. It means suitable or fitting.
That dress is appropriate for the ceremony.
Correct. Approximate comes from Latin approximare, meaning to come near. It means roughly, close to. Related approximation.
The approximate cost of the trip is $500.
Very good. Aquatic comes from Latin aqua, meaning water. It means living in or related to water. Related aquarium, aqueduct.
The pond is home to many aquatic plants.
Excellent.
Arbitrary comes from Latin arbitrare, meaning to judge, decide. It means based on a whim, random, or unpredictable.
The teacher made an arbitrary decision to change the schedule.
Good. Archaic comes from Greek archaios, meaning ancient. It means obsolete, old-fashioned, out of date. Related archive, a collection of old records.
The museum has archaic tools from the Bronze Age.
Correct. Archetype comes from Greek arche, first, plus typos, model. It means a model or ideal example. Related archetypical architect.
The hero in the story is the archetype of bravery.
Perfect. Archetypical means representative, typical, or conventional, from the same root.
Her character is an archetypal example of kindness.
Excellent. Area comes from Latin area, meaning open space. It means a range, field, or region. Related, arena, open space for events.
The park covers a large area.
Good. Arid comes from Latin aridus, meaning dry. It means dry, parched, or scorched.
The desert is arid and receives little rain.
Perfect. Finally, arousing comes from Old English arouse, meaning to awaken. It means stimulating, stirring, or appealing.
The music was arousing and lifted everyone's mood.
Excellent. That covers this set.
This is a good place to pause. Can you summarize the words we just worked on?
Analogous, comparable, similar, matching. Analyze, examine methodically and in detail. Anomaly, deviation from the norm. Annual, occurring yearly. Antique, ancient. Anxious, worried, concerned, apprehensive. Apparatus, equipment, gear, instrument, tool. Apparent, clearly visible, obvious, evident, seeming true but not necessarily so. Appreciate, to recognize, realize, comprehend, be aware of, respect, acknowledge. Approach, to come closer to something, a method. Arbitrary, based on a whim, random, unpredictable. Archaic, obsolete, out of date, old-fashioned. Archetypal, representative, most typical, conventional. Area, a range, field. Arid, dry, parched, scorched. Arousing, stimulating, stirring, awakening, appealing.
Dr. Burns, I'm ready for the next set of words starting with as.
Perfect. Let's start with ascend. The root is Latin ascendere, from at to plus scendere, to climb. So ascend means to rise, mount, soar, or climb. Related words, ascension, the act of rising, descend, to go down, transcend, to rise above.
The airplane began to ascend into the clouds.
Excellent. Next is aspect. From Latin aspectus, meaning a sight or view. Aspicere, to look at. It means a feature or characteristic. Related, inspect, look closely. Spectacle, something to see.
One important aspect of the project is teamwork.
Very good. Assert comes from Latin assertare, meaning to affirm or maintain. It means to insist, declare, maintain, or argue strongly. Related words: assertion, a claim; assertive, confidently stating.
She asserted her opinion during the meeting.
Perfect. Assess comes from Latin assidere, add, to, sedere, sit, originally meaning to sit beside, to judge. It means to evaluate or estimate. Related words: assessment, evaluation, appraisal; assessor, someone who evaluates.
The teacher assessed the students' essays carefully.
Correct. Assimilation comes from Latin assimilare, add, to, similis, similar. It means adaptation, familiarization, or acclimation. Related: assimilate, to take in and incorporate.
Language assimilation helps immigrants adjust to a new country.
Excellent. Assist comes from Latin assistere, add, to, sistere, stand, meaning to stand by. It means to help. Related: assistant, assistance.
The nurse assisted the doctor during the surgery.
Very good. Associated comes from Latin associare, add, to, socius, companion. It means related or connected. Related: associate, association.
Smoking is associated with health risks.
Correct. Assume comes from Latin assumer, add, to, summer, take, meaning to take up. It means to believe something without proof. Related: assumption, belief.
I assume you have finished your homework.
Perfect. Astute comes from Latin astus, meaning cleverness or craftiness. It means clever, sharp, ingenious, or canny. Related: astuteness.
She made an astute observation about the market trends.
Excellent. Attitude comes from Italian attitudine, meaning posture or position, from aptitudinem, fitness. It means manner, feeling, or disposition.
He has a positive attitude toward learning.
Correct. Attribute as a verb comes from Latin attribue, add, to, tribue, give. It means to ascribe, assign, or give credit for something. As a noun, it means a quality or feature. Related: contribute, distribute.
She attributes her success to hard work.
Perfect.
Patience is an important attribute of a good teacher.
Perfect. Attain comes from Latin attingere, add, to, tangere, touch. It means to succeed in achieving something desired. Related: attainment, accomplishment, achievement, realization.
He attained his goal of running a marathon.
Excellent. Attaining a degree is a major attainment in life.
Perfect.
Autonomous comes from Greek autos, self, nomos, law. It means independent or self-governing. Related: autonomy.
The university is autonomous and manages its own curriculum.
Great. Available comes from Latin val, to be strong or worth, so available is accessible or ready to be used. Related: availability.
The books are available online for students.
Perfect. Finally, avid comes from Latin avidus, meaning eager or greedy. It means eager or enthusiastic. Related: avidity.
She is an avid reader of science fiction.
Excellent. That wraps up the A words.
This is a good place to pause. Can you summarize the words we just worked on?
Ascend, to arise, mount, soar, climb. Aspect, a feature, characteristic. Assert, to insist, declare, maintain, argue. Assess, to evaluate, estimate. Assessment, evaluation, gauging, estimation, appraisal. Assimilation, adaptation, familiarization, acclimation. Assist, to help. Assume, to believe without proof. Astute, clever, sharp, ingenious, canny. Attitude, manner or feeling. Attribute, to ascribe, assign, credit, to give a person credit for something. Attribute, a quality or feature. Attain, to succeed in achieving something desired. Attainment, accomplishment, achievement, realization. Augment, to increase or make larger. Authentic, genuine, original, real, bona fide, true. Autonomous, not subject to the rule or control of another. Free, independent. Authority, the power or right to give orders. Available, obtainable, accessible. Aware, having knowledge or perception of a situation. Well informed.
Wow, that was a lot of words. Does A have the most entries in the dictionary?
Actually, good question. S has the most entries, and A is the fourth largest.
Oh, interesting. Thank you, Dr. Burns. See you next time for B.
I hope that helped. Glad you enjoyed it. It was fun.